Hi, welcome to Quiltinator.com. I'm Michelle Johnson. I'm going to do a tutorial today for the cutest little baby boots. It comes from Kirby's Closet, and I'll put a link to their website at the bottom. But these are what I was making my half yard of fabric on. And the one thing I would have done differently is, I don't know if you can see how I quilted it, how it finished, but I would have done the quilting just a little bit closer. And I'll show you. They have two different types of boots, little round-toed boots, or you can have pointed-toe boots. And this is kind of what the rounded toe boot looks like with all one fabric. This is the rounded toe boot with the two fabrics, with the red on the top and the red and black on the bottom. And here I've started attaching some ribbons for an embellishment. It is really easy to put together. They come in two different sizes. One is a 0 to 3 month pattern, and that's what I made. And the other is a 3 to 6 month pattern. And you can see I cut 5 pairs of boots from that half a yard, and this is how much I have left. Now I would have gotten to this sooner, but weather change came in. When the weather change comes in, you don't always feel right, and then you start doing goofy things. And so, like putting things in backwards, just not putting things in the correct way on this one. So I have enough fabric left over that I can cut out these other two boot pieces and still have enough to make the 5 pairs of boots. And so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to decide what is your right side. Now, when I have a one direction fabric, and both sides are one direction. This goes this way, and if I turn it around, it's upside down. So turning it over becomes the right way. That became a little confusing when I started cutting things out. So to decide what was going to go which way depended, because this way it would be upside down. This little pinked edge is actually done with my rotary cutter and a pinking blade. So wherever this pinked top is going to be the top of the baby boot. You can see here. So to get it to be able to face up, what I had to do was make sure that I would flip the pattern piece over for one side. So the writing will be on the top on one, and the writing will be down on the other side. So when you cut it out, you're going to want to make sure that the little thin edge here is what you're putting together, and that they both face the same way. Unless you happen to be using a non-directional fabric, an all-over type of print, that'll be just fine. I'm also using wonder clips in case you're wondering about this, and you just sew 1/4 inch. So this was sewn with a 1/4 inch seam, and then you stay stitch the top up here with 1/8 of an inch. And then the very next thing you're going to do, and this one has the black as the front, where this one has the red as the front. What you're going to want to do is whatever side is open, that you have pinned open, this is the back, and that is what needs to face away from the toe here. And as you can see here, what I mean is, I was thinking, I don't know what I was thinking, but here, this edge that I clipped, the toe is facing the wrong side. So the right side of the toe faces the wrong side of the inside of the boot. So what you want to do, make sure your seam is facing down when you put the little toe on it. So you're going to want to put it down, and whatever you want facing the front for the toe is what's going to be facing up. So this time it's going to be the red fabric, and this, the top of the boot is going to be the red and black. The toe of the boot is going to be the red. So that's why it's red and black and red and black. And so when you sew, you're just going to sew a 1/4 inch seam. And I'll show you, it's really easy. You just slide my little clips in. I'm going to do a little back stitch, and you'll see there's going to be a little V right here, and that's where you start stitching, is in that one little V. And also, when you're putting it together, it's not going to lay right, but once you start pinning it, it'll ease in on both sides. So it's just a curved seam. And so, and also you're going to want to make sure that the inside seam is opened, not laying to one side or the other. You get to the end, you back stitch a few stitches, cut and trim your threads on both sides, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take a pair of sharp scissors. These I'm not using. I'm using these, and these hurt my hands after a while. But then you're going to cut up to the stitches, which is what I did here. Just right up to the stitches, not through them. And then you'll have a piece that looks like a duckbill or something. Then on what you're going to do is you're going to put the right sides together, sew a 1/4 inch seam down the back, and once again you're going to open them flat, and you can pin it flat. And then super easy, this happens to be the pointed toe, is they will all line up. And so you're just going to stitch right around, all the way around the edge at a 1/4 inch seam, and you will end up with this. If you use the rounded toe, you're going to want to also do the little clip on the seams, and then you just push it right inside out. This is the little pointed toe, and it is so cute. And so once you get it to this point, all you have to do, if you want to, is embellish it. And I'll show you a little trick. I took some 5/8 inch white ribbon and then some 3/8 inch ribbon, and that's what I put together. And in the pattern they say you can just use fray check, but you just get a lighter, and I got this at Walmart in the birthday candle section, and you heat set your ribbon and it will not fray. And this is a piece of ribbon that I have that was really too wide, and so all I did is fold it in thirds, stitched it in, and so now all you have to do, heat set, and it won't fray at all. Heat's at the other end. It's not going to fray. And then I'm going to set this over the top. Now, if you happen to have acrylic nails like I do not get the flames near your nails because they can catch on fire, as I have been known to do once or twice. And you wouldn't have thought I would have done it a second time, but I did. But then you just take your ribbon and you can overlay it. And then all I did, we'll take this boot, and I kind of like this side. And so all I did is I kind of just saw what was going to go over, and I took it and the heat sealed edges, I put a little clip on. Let's see if I can straighten it up here. And then I just put it to the inside of the boot, right about the middle. And I just, on my machine, I just followed along where that first stay stitching was. And you'll be able to see right where it was. And then you back stitch. And then you clip your ends over, and ta-da, you got this. And then you can choose to do, like on this side, I did a little V-cut, and then all I'm going to do is change threads a little bit later, and I'm just going to tack this in red. Now they suggest for your embellishments that you could put little flowers on, buttons or beads. And I'm going to say buttons and beads are fine for the 0 to 3 months old, but for the 3 to 6 month old, I would not put buttons or beads to decorate, because those little fingers jerk them off and they will put it in their mouth because everything else goes in there, and you run a risk of a choking hazard. So 0 to 3 months, okay. 3 to 6 months, I just wouldn't do it. I mean, you can do it if you stitch it on really well, but I wouldn't do it. Again, this was really easy. Just the hardest thing was to wrap my brain around. This goes to the back, it lays down in front, and whatever side I want facing down is going to go the right way. And this is the right one, and this one is the wrong one. So what do I want facing forward? The red goes right against, it's the two pretty sides together. Whatever two pretty sides, this is the pretty, and this is the pretty, and doing double fabric kind of gets confusing. And there you go. Here is fray check, just in case you like to use it. Again, I'm using Wonder Clips. Really love them. And like I said, I'm going to have enough for a total of 5 pairs of baby boots. And I think I'd cut out more pointed toes because I just think they are the most adorable little things I've ever seen. And so I am Michelle Johnson. This is Quiltinator.com, and I am getting back to quilting.